Hello, everyone. So today I joined 5 minutes early because I always see you people coming before me. Who all have joined? So today we will take question and answers and also do the qualitative analysis of one company, Rajesh Export. And I'm sure who have joined today would have hi Raghu, hi Shabir. Which city are you from, Raghu, Shabir? Hyderabad. Great. How is the situation in Hyderabad for coronavirus thing? In Gurgaon, it is almost a lockdown kind of situation. Most of the general stores are probably general stores, vegetable shops. They all are like out of supply now, out of inventory. Hi, Pratap. What happens to my fixed deposit if the bank goes out of business? I know that you are only eligible for 1 lakh in saving accounts. I think there is a limit increase this year of 5 lakh, Kumar. So now your 5 lakh rupees will be secured from April onwards. So government will give you 5 lakh if, if any bank goes for this kind of liquidation or yeah. Till now, 13 members are affected, sir. CM has announced to close all public places. Same here in Delhi and Gurgaon. Gurgaon today, people were queuing in front of shops to buy stuff. There's a very critical panic kind of situation here. Hello, Girish. Hi, Pratap. Where are you from? Right. So, all of you are aware that we are going to cover qualitative analysis, and I'll start with taking question and answers from the concept which we have. Hi, Amit. Hi, Pratap. Pratap, how is the situation in Bangalore? Are you guys going to office? Working from home. Yeah, I mean, this is really weird situation everywhere. So it's 8:30, almost shut down. It's okay in Karnataka. Okay. Hello, Ayush. Hello, hello. Right. So I think qualitative analysis questions have started pouring in now. If a new company come for IPO, we won't have historical data and character of management. So character of management and historical data are two different things. So character of the management will be always there with you, whether it's a listed company or unlisted company. What you know is the promoters. I mean, you have to find out about them, right? So the way I know it's difficult to do, identifying people, knowing their forecasting about their character, uh, but it will not matter much whether the company is listed company or not listed company. So even in the case of IPO, you always will be well aware about people who have who are bringing the IPO, or the people who are helping them bring the IPO. Regarding historical data, when they file for IPO, they give all the data related with their sales, revenue, everything, Raghu. So I don't think you need to differentiate here between a listed and non-listed company in terms of doing the qualitative analysis. Right. So, guys, I think we should start now, and I can tell you that what the plan should be. So, the plan should be that in first 5 minutes, I'll do a recap for whatever we learned yesterday or discussed yesterday. After that, you people will be asking me questions for another 15, 20 minutes. And then the rest of the time, we will do the qualitative analysis for Rajesh Exports. Meanwhile, if some of you would have not find out any news or anything related with Rajesh Export, my suggestion would be from next time onwards, when we will do qualitative analysis, come with some homework, because when I do live class, my expectation is I should come raw, you should come prepared, rather with some information from your side, some analysis from your side, and you also contribute to the class. Right. So can we start the session now? I think yeah, we can very clearly see the corona effect here in the live class also. Generally, lot many people used to join, and today we are very decent 21 people, right? Okay, so five things, six things I discussed about qualitative analysis. One thing I told you that you have to look at a company from a perspective that in which domain they are, how much scope they have in terms of growth, how many numbers of clients they are going to serve. So industry wide growth was one important thing which you need to check when you are doing the qualitative analysis. Then I spoke about the management, and I told you that you can check the track record, prior track record of the management people, CEOs, CTOs, all chief executives or promoters, founders of the company, that how exactly they have performed in their previous jobs or with the previous company. Then, obviously, before checking their track record as a performer, you need to check their character. This is what I discussed. I mean, you need to find that these people are not lawbreakers. These people have always been transparent in their life. They take business as not a place where they have to be, using the income of the business for their personal gains, but rather think about business as one of the custodian. He himself should consider as one of the custodian to the business, and yes, it's hard for retail investors to go get deeper and talk to management and learn about them, because it will be not possible that you can pick up the phone and ask the CEO or MD of the company that, see, I want to invest into your company, but before that I want to talk to you for half an hour. I mean, I don't think for retail investors that kind of excess will be there. But during a quarterly result, you can hear about their management commentary, and that time you will come to know a bit about management. And rest of the things you have to rely upon the secondary source of information and not the primary source of information. Then we spoke about something called moat within the competitive advantage. So competitive advantage is something where a firm is very well prepared against any of its existing competitor or any competitor which can come into the future. And to compete with their competitor, what are the stuff which they develop is they try to go for a greater economy of scale. They try to make better network. They try to control the price, have a good pricing power, and obviously over a period of time they want to create a brand so that they can demand some premium for the brand also and have a better bottom line in the company's performance, right? So competitive advantage is something which you always have to look at, that what kind of competitive advantage one company have which will help them sustain, survive, and also compete, right? Then we spoke about corporate governance, where I said that even a company should not, I mean, individuals of a company, CEO, MDO, CTOs, they are all different people, and company itself is a different entity altogether. So even a company by law and policy should be such that they should look fit, ethical, they have to be fair, quite transparent in terms of the information, and obviously it should keep on bringing efficiency into all these processes, right? Then only shareholders right will be protected, and when the shareholder right will be protected, then only a performing company will also distribute the profits to the clients, to its shareholder also. So small shareholders, minority shareholders, their rights are always at stake just because of the malpractices by the companies. But you need to check them that the company where you are investing, they are ethical, they are fair, they are transparent, right? And then business model. So sometime, as I explained yesterday, that sometime it don't look that the business model is exactly what it should be, I mean, or what exactly it's looking at the balance sheet. So what I'm trying to tell you that you will see one company, for an example, selling subscription in, let's say, 5,000 rupees on internet, and then when you go and see their balance sheet, you see that the revenue which is coming from the balance sheet is from advertisement on the website, because their website is very famous, and not through the subscription. So having a clarity about the business model, whether their main source of revenue is coming from direct sales or franchisee business, or directly they have retail shops to do or achieve the sales and the profitability, are they into digital business or digital plus physical. So these kind of things you have to look at when you are doing the qualitative analysis. For example, some people were discussing about or wanted to cover IRCTC, if I'm not wrong. Right now, if I ask you guys, what do you think should be the IRCTC main revenue, then what would be your answer? For example, I mean, I know lot many times when I tried to explain about business model, people say that what exactly is the business model, and in which format we have to look at the business model, why it is important. So if I ask you people that, okay, in first sight, what do you think, what would be the main revenue model of IRCTC? Can I have few answers? What do you think IRCTC would be making the maximum money from? Hello, Sanjeev. Tickets of traveling, catering. Great. What else? Well, so we have been looking at IRCTC website, tickets from public, right? Commission on sale of ticket. This is what I was talking about, that the moment we hear about IRCTC, and can't SEBI intervene because many companies are corrupt, they hide things, and yeah, obviously SEBI has to. SEBI should, the SEC in US and SEBI in India, they must. This is their job actually. But you also know that there are so many loopholes in the law, and there were actually they they actually go and make the wrong use of all the loopholes. Okay, let's come back to the IRCTC thing and the business model which I was trying to explain. So point here is, some people said catering, some people said ticketing, right? When we hear about IRCTC, what imagination we have? IRCTC means irctc.co.in, right? And when you have used IRCTC, every time to book your online ticket. Now, the moment you hear about IRCTC, something which comes to your head is, since they book ticket, their main source of revenue would be ticketing, correct? That is what a general assumption would be. But if you go and start looking at their balance sheet, you will come to know that their revenue from ticketing would be, any idea how much would be the revenue from ticket? Any number you want to throw, guys, without looking or Googling? Just a guess. 20 to 30%. Any other guess apart from Kartike? I think it's anything between 40%. Yeah, so Rajiv has said 10%. I go with Rajiv. I think it is not more than 10 to 12%. I mean, it is below 15%, 10 to 15%. Sometimes they increase the commission, sometimes they lower it. Yeah, so Nilesh, Gagandeep, and other people, right? So this is what I wanted to tell you all, that you need to look at the business model. You have to go and see the numbers to understand the business model also. Catering is one of their, I think, main business which bring them 40. So the food which they serve you, rail near, you buy, that is from IRCTC, that gives them good revenue. Ticketing is 10 to 15%, and that also keep fluctuating, by the way. Sometimes they keep flat 20 rupees, sometimes they bring down to 10 rupees flat in different situation. uh, like UPI, if you use, the number is something else. So this is what I was trying to highlight, that why you have to also look at the business model when you really want to do the good quality of qualitative analysis, right? So this is what we covered yesterday, and I simply repeated, probably with one example of IRCTC. Another 15 minutes we will spend on Q&A, you know. So any question if you have, you can ask me regarding qualitative analysis and these points, or any other point which you want to keep. Please go ahead. I'm waiting for the questions. No questions on the points I discussed, or no comment? Anyone differ from those points, or you want to add some points? I asked you about newspaper business. When did you ask, Nilesh? Can you repeat the question? Means we need to check from where company is earning in business model. 100%. So business model is what? Business model is, you make product or service, you sell them, and then you make revenue. Then you have costing, which you deduct, and then comes the profit, and then you have a business plan that you are going to stuck with the same business model for certain years. This is only the business model. So sometime most of the revenue come from not the main source of business, main source of, or the main main source of business also, you can say, right? Like in US, if you saw about McDonald have the maximum worth created because of the real estate. Everywhere, when they opened McDonald, the price of the property increased, and that's how they generated the maximum wealth for their shareholders. I have one shop downstairs in Gurgaon. The shop name is Om Sweets. The footfall is such that any new mall call them to open their center in Gurgaon, so that that mall will become famous. And for that, they are ready to give a very good discount, or sometime even free cost of rental for years, right? Now look at the kind of competitive advantage Om Suites have made in Gurgaon. This is not a listed company. It's something like what you know. It's a place where you get a lot of sweets, chole bhature, all kind of food. So always very crowded. I mean, Home Sweets is what you can say. There is a very famous chain of restaurant. Uh, it's like they are in the competition of them. In fact, they are better than them. Bikaji or something like that, right? Right. So we will discuss qualitative. Yes, 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 Karthike. Newspaper. Nilesh, what is this newspaper business? What's your LinkedIn in post about today, Swagat? I'll tell you about that, Swagat, later. Booking of guest house of railway. Yeah. So that is also one of the revenue model. How do you effectively check a business model? How do you effectively check a business model? Right. So I don't have a ready-made answer for this. I'll give you my version of answer. Honestly speaking, Karthik. So when I will look at a company, the very first thing what I'll do that I'll find out the main source of revenue. Right. Now let's say one company is diversified into 4 to 5 different verticals. Right. Now quality is something which is always comparable. So when I say this phone is good, there are two ways to say it. This phone is good in itself, and then this phone is better phone than this, right? So when I will look at all the 5 different models or the silos of one company, I'll try to understand that are these silos comparable with some other company in the industry, and how they are reporting the numbers, how much competitive advantage this specific silo is having against its competitor who might be just doing only this, right? This is one thing which I'll do, the relative analysis of every silo in the business model. Then what other thing which I'll see in the business model is this business model sustainable for another 10 years? Let's say, again, for an example, there is a company like IRCTC itself, and I got to know that their business model is where they make 12% of their total revenue through ticketing, right? Now, the point here is, if I am aware now that only 12% of the revenue is being there by ticketing, I will be not that worried, honestly speaking, how much worried I was before, because the way railway is trying to privatize lot many stuff in coming future, or I have a feeling that railways small stuff will get privatized. At that point of time, the existing business model of IRCTC, where they are having monopoly in ticket booking and supplying foods and everything, foods and water and other stuff to all the railway passengers, I have a feeling that this is not going to sustain for a very long time, because if government is start privatizing it the way they have privatized airport, so if you go to the airport, what you saw, you don't see that there is only Airport Authority of India company is selling goods to you, or the products or the services to you. There are so many other shops also doing it for them. So tomorrow, if all the clients of railway and people start demanding that no, IRCTC is really pathetic with its services and there must be a fair competition among the private players also, which I very strongly feel that will happen in 5 years, then I would rate this business model subjectively as a threat in the near future. So this is a very subjective question, and subjectively only with your own acumen you have to look into it. That I, as I told you, there's no right or wrong answer for this, right? So the answer which I could have given, I have given it to you, right? That in IRCTC example, I foresee the business model as not a very sustainable model for a very long time. Then I told you about this. Then is it just from balance sheet? No, no, no. See, Kartikeya, it is nothing to do with balance sheet. Business model you need to know, because obviously from a balance sheet and profit and loss statement you will be able to see the revenue. But before that, you have to understand how much revenue is coming from there. That will be directly in the prospectus of any company also, and not necessarily you have to go into the balance sheet. But yeah, only when you come to know how exactly company make business, then only you can analyze further. My point was altogether that, right? See, what is the business model right now with IRCTC? Whether it is ticketing or whatever it is, their business model is completely dependent on the monopoly they enjoy, right? So I would say that their business model is something where they want to have monopoly and create revenue out of it. But then in this model, I have to analyze further with my own wisdom. And my wisdom says, if my wisdom says that this monopoly has to end because the demand will come like that, then obviously I'll go against it. However, you would be one of the guy who would say, no, this is not going to happen. This monopoly will never end. Then you are analyzing that this business model is good for you as an investor, right? Did I make sense, Karthike? Because I also don't know whether I made sense or not. I told you how I analyze with my own information, and that's why I always say that subjective qualitative analysis is probably the most debatable and subjective topic to discuss. Someone who is working in IRCTC probably will be a better guy to comment on this rather than me, right? But what do you think, Karthike, is something also I want to listen? So please comment whether I was able to answer it properly or not. This business paper is good, which supplement you courses very efficiently. A business paper, I mean, nowadays I don't read anything. I mean, no newspaper, because so much of information is coming through. I mean, they come as a snippets to me. I mean, from all the newspaper, I have set alert. So that alert come from Business Standard also. They come from any business news in Hindu also, any business news in Times of India, Economic Times. So I mean, you need to. I read lot Bloomberg, Reuters also, to look at the Economist is something which I read as well. I've taken a subscription. Then some really good writers are there on one website. I just forgot. You can also become one of the writer on that website. Very authentic writers. They also write there. Yeah, Shashikant Mehta is commenting. It's like Bikaner wala. Yeah, so Om Sweet is like Bikaner wala in Gurgaon. Okay, now one second, guys. My office boy is actually waiting to go. अब चले जाओ. One second, guys. नहीं तो मेरा भी लेट हो जाएगा. Sorry, guys. Actually, everybody has left due to Corona thing. Nobody's in office, so this guy was asking if he can leave. Sorry. Right. So, right. Tejas is privatized. IRCTC also run on train subsidiary by own. How 87 per of share promoter is president of India for IRCTC. See, IRCTC is basically government of India companies, right? So it is metaphorically, not metaphorically, basically 100% shareholder of anything like IRCTC will be president of India. So it's a country company. So they have diluted some shares. Out of that, if 13% is with people, 87% will be with the president of India only. When I say president of India, this doesn't mean that the person who is right now the president, it's against that post. So whomsoever will come, it will be transferred to him. It's very much metaphorically you can say. So what has led to the privatization of railway even after the separate allocation of budget? This is again a very debatable topic that why it is privatized, and I'm sure when government is privatizing few of the things or distributing the shares, they have given enough reason behind that. I think you need to read that commentary because my commentary won't make any sense. However, if you ask my opinion, well, my opinion, government should not run organization for sure. I am a big supporter of privatization. I feel that if every other sector is privatized, it will be only for the benefit of the people, you know. And I'm telling you with my own experience, I never felt happy, comfortable with any of the government office. I remember I used to go to submit telephone bills of my house in BSNL, and I would have to sit there, stand there for 2 hours, 3 hours, and these guys will be just keep on chatting. They will work for 2 hours or 3 hours in a day. That's it, right? So why not privatization? I mean, I think it must be privatized. More government should only run pension funds. Government should only run insurance, something like what AIG is in US. I think AIG is also a, PSU kind of thing there, and government have some role there in PSU. But otherwise, I think privatization is something which is good to have. I asked this question so many times, you haven't replied. Hey, which question, Rajiv? Rajiv question. Please reply how 87 per this question. Rajiv, I think I have answered your question. If not, again, you can post. Okay, please. Vodafone Future. What Vodafone Future? Made sense. Government is also privatizing PSUs a lot. They must privatize, honestly speaking. Any new source for beginners to follow? How to identify intrinsic value of a stock? That is something which we will learn in quantitative one. Obviously, it's very difficult to find the exact intrinsic value, but wherever or whatever it could be. Okay. Uh, Even we have to bribe them to keep up. In central government office, attitude has changed, which is fine. But government job should not be to look. I remember a very famous. Sorry, I don't remember. I remember that I read somewhere that there was a very famous debate between Mr. Vajpayee, he was a young politician, and Mr. Nehru. Nehru, late Mr. Vajpayee, great leaders of India. We should be thankful for them and have high regard for both of them. So it was the time when Mr. Nehru was, late Minister Nehru was announcing about setting up Asoka Hotel. And it was Mr. Vajpayee who said government job should be to make hospitals, education centers, and not run businesses. And this hotel will never go in profit. And it is more than now 70 years. And literally, Ashoka Hotel has never set any profit. This is a government hotel. I'm sure all of you would have heard or seen them. So you go and check Ashoka hotels in most of the places. It is in pathetic situation. So I fully agree here with Mr. Vajpayee, who said that government job should be to make policies, infrastructure, law, and all those stuff. Plus, maybe some financial institution they should keep to have the pension funds and other stuff, but not the typical businesses which is going to basically, which will be services of which businesses will be used by common men. Right. So okay guys, so I think the Q&A is done now. Anyone have come up with any kind of information on Rajesh Export, which you want to share? Give me a minute, guys. So please say some good source of need to follow. Telephones to keep working. We used to bribe them. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Will the review Vodafone come out of tax issues in near future? I think they will again come back. Yeah, it is mainly in the recycle business. Mainly into recycle business, Dilip Kumar Thakur. Okay, so see, we will follow a, what you can say, the same pattern, right? So first thing first, we will discuss about what revenue growth or maybe industry wide growth, right? So let's discuss on this point. But before understanding this industry wide growth, let us understand what exactly is the business of Rajex Export. So, guys, do you know what is the? Also, Amit, I think let's talk on the qualitative side right now. I because I have not seen the quantitative side of Rajesh Export yet. I know we need to do both of the things, but at this point of time, but let me confirm about their sales growth. Yeah, so the sales in December quarter has dropped, and from September quarter, and also December 2019 sales is lesser than December 2018 sales quarter. So yes, the sales has grown, have gone down for sure in December 2019 total sales. However, we would like to focus on the qualitative side of. However, one more thing I can tell you, that even when their sales is going down, their profitability is increasing, which is a very, very great thing to see into a balance sheet of this company. Okay. All right. All right. Wow. I mean, they work on very, very low margin and is still showing so much of profit. Anyway, on the qualitative side, so what exactly is their business? Any idea, guys? Okay, first tell me one thing. What do you think would be the best place to find out the business of a company? Where we should now, we are, so I'm not teaching here. We are discussing here, first of all. No, no, I want to stop you guys here for a minute. Okay. My question is yes. So I got the answer. So company website is the best place probably if they have a website. And these days, every company is having their website. So, uh, so guys, uh, I'm also switching to my, Chrome window, and I'll also open the website. Can you guys also open the website and we can do it together? Rajesh Export, world largest gold refinery at Balrena, Switzerland. World largest jewelry manufacturing unit at Bangalore. Shubh Jeweler retail showroom at MG Road. Globally accepted and tradable gold bars manufactured. World class gold jewelry manufactured at our unit. So, what I'll do, guys, is whatever they are marketing on their website, let's copy. I'm copying and pasting here. World largest gold refinery. Now, my question is, how many of us understand what exactly happens in a gold refinery? Do we understand about gold refinery? At least I don't understand what exactly happens in gold refinery. It would have been really great if you would have also been able to speak, some of you who would be interested into explaining here. Right. So gold refinery business is something which we have to understand. What else? Then the second thing which they are saying is world largest jewelry manufacturing. So okay, so they melt gold and purify. Rajiv Anand. Gold dust is converted to gold. Great. So maybe gold ore is refined to proper metal structure for commercial use. Okay, great. Now, the second question is, since again I don't know about how this happened technically or operationally, what do you think would be their piece of revenue? What could be the margin, and what kind of investment or the fixed cost which would be required? If we are doing qualitative analysis, do you think we need to understand that at what kind of profit margin most of the gold refinery work? So we need to understand that. Point number one. Point number two, which they have highlighted, are the supplier of jewelry to big brands. So Dilip, as I said, I have also not done any analysis on Rajesh Exports, and I wanted to do it together here. Fixed cost B would be their plant and machinery. Okay. Labor cost and machine cost. Okay. They provide the gold bars. Okay. Mining extraction cost. So, okay. Now the here mining extraction cost is, do you think if they are refinery, they are extracting or mining also gold? Swagat, this is a question to you. Or do we need to check that? Licensing cost to different countries. Just procuring. Okay, so let me summarize here. Our assumption till now is whatever the discussion which has happened between me and you are commenting, that in their main business, which they called gold refinery, they are owning the largest gold refinery. Obviously, they will be having a lot of competitive advantage. But at this point of time, when we are discussing, what we need to basically check is or learn to understand about the gold refining business. Okay, both are different things. So gold refining and gold jewelry manufacturing, both are different stuff for sure. Okay, and they are into both. So first thing first, we need to understand about gold refining business, and second, we have to understand the gold manufacturing business. I'm sure all of us, most of us, would be not aware about these kind of businesses because they are not very generic businesses. How many times have you heard about gold refining as a word before? Do you know any other gold refining business even, or any other company? My question to all of you is, we don't know, right? At least I don't know. So can we all accept here that we don't know about gold refining business? So while doing the qualitative business, it is important that we do a qualitative understanding of this kind of business. 24 karat or 22 karat gold bar coins or whatever manufacturing they are doing is something which we need to understand. Okay, gold manufacturing, I can still understand that yes, so many brands will be there, small jewelers will be there, right? So Tanishq is a very big jeweler. So they might be not they might be they're manufacturing their own jewelry and putting into their stores. Kalyan jeweler will be a very big jeweler and they might be manufacturing it by themselves. But think about the small jewelers. India is still a country where you have small retailers who have the maximum connect with the common people of India. Agree with me? Now, those kind of people will be looking for someone like Rajesh Export who can manufacture and give it to them. How many of you agree with this? I mean, this is again my assumption. I purposefully didn't go and read anything about Rajesh Export. Whatever I know from probably last 6 months, right? So gold manufacturing is one business we can visualize still, and we can understand that with some margin they would be doing it for the smaller player. And when we know this, we should be able to visualize some threat and some opportunity here. Threat could be small jewelers numbers might get reduced, and organized player like Tanishq, Kalyan Jewelers, and so many other jewelers who have brand name now will come in existence and their businesses will grow. How many of you agree that this could be one of the threat, that people are going to believe Tanishq kind of brand more and other bigger jewelers? I mean, I'm able to just recall these two, Tanishq and Kalyan. Otherwise, there are so many others, right? Tribhuvan Das. Can you name some more, guys? Tanishq, Tribhuvan Das. What else? Kalyan Jewelers. Uh, please help me. So this could be one threat, right? That the smaller people will go, with an issue here. But then, do you see one thing? Yeah, PC Jewelers, Muthoot, Reliance Jewel, Gitanjali, the Mangalam. Okay, okay, right. So Vittal Yadav has said, "Sir, gold refining is required to make 24 karat gold, which is semi-finished material for them, which should be further made into finished product like jewelry." Thank you, Vittal. Biggest threat may be slower consumption growth as a function of asset price inflation. Uh, Very good point Vittal made. It looks like Vittal have this information and he did that research and came with this statement, which probably I was not aware that, okay, so the final produce of a gold refining will be that they have to come out with the 24 karat gold bar which will be further given to people who will going to use it for the manufacturing and other stuff, right? Now, I was discussing about a point that the second business which I can visualize is gold manufacturing business, in which they might be giving supply to small dwellers, and still I have to confirm this, but I visualize it. What else they will do as a gold jewelry manufacturer? Obviously, they have to give it to people who sell gold jewelry, and they are the small players because bigger players might have their own manufacturing unit. Most of these guys, they might be also buying from someone like them, but there's a very high chance. Again, everything is coming here in assumption. So, do you see one thing here that now looking at the change in shift from the small gold dwellers to the bigger gold dwellers, they might see, they might would have seen a slower demand. Now what exactly they are also converting themselves into? If you go and check their website, very sequentially, the very first slide come as mining business, second come as jewelry manufacturing, and third come as Shubh Jeweler. Yes. So Shubh Jeweler is their brand who is going to compete with something like Tanishq and other brands. They have planned to open 2,000, 3,000 stores, which they will open globally. This is what they are saying, right? So good thing is we understand about the other piece of the business, which is Titan, Tanishq, and the PC Jewelers and the other companies, right? We have seen about them. We have seen the fall of fall. I think yeah, it was the PC Jeweler only which fell from very top and had a lot of issues. But point here altogether is what I was trying to tell you, that the very first thing which we need to look at is their business model. So when I'm saying this, that I'll write a business model, I'll try to understand. My suggestion here would be that you start doing this exercise yourself also for one of the company, right? Now, now that we combine all together these three things: gold mining, manufacturing of jewelry, and now the retail of jewelry, we have to look at the very first point, that where exactly this market is going for, how much this industry is going to increase or grow. So where, what is your opinion, guys? What do you think is going to happen? Any idea? Any comment which you want to make? Do you think we Indian are going to be more fascinated about buying gold jewelry or lesser fascinated about it? I'll tell you that India is the largest consumer for gold jewelry. Hope you all know that, right? So my question here is, we have to ask ourselves one question, that at the end of the day, if we have to look into this gold business, gold jewelry business, which is going to be the Rajesh export main business, do you think that jewelry, gold jewelry market is going to increase, stay stagnant, or going to take a dip? Let's uh, let's comment positive, neutral, or dip. Should I start with my opinion? We 33 people are enough stagnant, dip, increase, dip, positive, dip. Okay. Now, we all answered on our gut feeling, correct? Okay, so I got the answer. Now we now my answer is going to be stagnant. Okay, please guys don't comment. I want to, we want to arrive somewhere together. Now my question here is, I gave an answer stagnant. Some of you gave answer stagnant, some of you gave negative, some of you gave positive answer, right? But can we agree on one thing, that all of us gave answer on our gut feeling? Again, yes or no? I gave my answer as it is going to be stagnant on my gut feeling. Yes, on gut feeling, right? Yes. Now, you know what? This is the mistake, or the classical mistake we all will do in qualitative analysis. We do not have to take any decision based on our gut feeling, and based on our gut feeling. And especially in these days, when you have numbers, when you have enough stuff to, you know enough numbers, enough way to find numbers, and enough way to forecast thing. Correct? You all agree with me? Excellent. So let's move forward. Now, how we will find the trend, or how we will forecast? What is the most basic thing to forecast anything? The most basic thing is look at the trend, whether it's increasing or it's decreasing. From last 5 years, if it has grown by 5%, there is a very high chance that it will grow by 5% again. Just because we are doing a course on investment management, and we understand that the safer way to invest into gold is probably gold ETF. This doesn't mean that whole India will think like that, right? So never ever make assumption. Look at the number. Look at the sales number of all these jewelers for last 5 years, and then you will be able to come. Then you will be able to know whether this is going to be positive or not. So this is a methodological approach we have to bring in picture when you are forecasting about anything. Now I'll talk about another thing here with the same with the same point. So we all gave number that it is going to be stagnant or positive or negative based on the gut feeling. Now you all have to visualize that why you got this gut feeling. I'll tell you my explanation first, and then I would like to hear the explanation of some of you people, that why your gut feeling was supporting your thing. So my gut feeling was only on one thing: consumer behavior. Hope you have heard about this term. So consumer behavior is the most difficult thing to change. If consumer behavior is that people take pride in buying gold jewelry, they will keep on buying, right? So that is one of the reason I said that changing this part, where in our marriages, instead of going giving gold to our daughters and sisters, we will start giving them shares of Razik's export is not going to happen. What is not going to happen is we will not spend money in our marriages. We will 100% do that, right? So my gut feeling was based on that consumer behavior is not going to change so easily in India or in any country. You still feel happy and good with only your homely food. Doesn't matter you eat in 5 star, you will feel good for a day or 2 day. After 4 days you stay even in 7 star hotel, you will not find happiness there. You will find yourself stuck in a cage. So based on the consumer behavior, my gut feeling came that it is going to be stagnant. There's no such thing where I see that it is going to be down or up. My point here is, guys, that in qualitative analysis, most of the lectures would be as boring as this. Okay. Now we have to cover few more points apart from this fact that industry growth is something on, since right now I have the control, you have to listen to me. So, and you have to listen to my gut. So according to my gut, okay, according to my gut, it is going to be stagnant. Now either you have to believe in me or you have to do a homework. The homework is finding the numbers. So can some of you who are saying that this is not a boring class at all, find the numbers and email to me? I'll email it back to everyone in the class that this is the number which Kartikeya Kaushik has find out about how Indians are going to consume gold jewelry in coming future. Can you do this with me, Kartikeya? Trust me, it is going to be really a great exercise for some of the students who are in BCom or some other stuff, that they combine together two, three people, you know, and make this as a project and publish it anywhere they want for everyone else, right? Great. So, guys, what we will be doing that for the time being, on quality side, industry growth, we will give 5 star right now till the time Karthik K, Rajiv, and other people come with number showing that it is either going to upbeat or going to scale down. Okay, guys. Obviously, I am curating this course, so I will also do it. But then I would like to see some work from you guys also, if you can. Right? Right. So, one point we have been able to cover. There are four more points on the qualitative analysis. And I don't want to hurry, and I don't want to punish this guy who is in office waiting for me so that he can close the office. Next time onwards, I'll conduct the live classes well in advance around 8 p.m. so that we should be able to finish by 9:30. And I would like to call off this class now. And again, tomorrow we have a live class where we will discuss about other four aspects of the qualitative analysis. Swagat, again, we will carry on with Rajesh Exports only. So please come with more and more stuff. Two, three things you have to understand: refining business, then now the trend, and then the other 4 points we will discuss again together. See, my point is we do not have to hurry. We do not have to hurry. Okay, okay, Rajiv. I have not heard about that. Okay, sir. Thank you all. Thanks a lot for joining. And regarding Corona thing, I have only one thing to say: don't panic, yeah. I mean, we do not have to panic, not at all. We have to take care of each other, because you know what I feel about India is like, if you panic about Corona, I don't know how many people will die out of Corona, but so many more people will be die out of hunger. So many people will die because they didn't get transportation in time. They have been not taken care well by the system and all those things. So my suggestion here would be, let's be a good citizen, try to help our neighbor, try to help our family, friends, and everyone. Don't try to panic. We all have one animal inside us. Let's not try to bring that out and think only about ourselves. This is all yeah, yeah. I mean, obviously you have to take all the safety measures. I'm not against that, Rajiv. I'm saying yes, you do that, but apart from that, don't panic and don't create panic also. See, taking a very well calculated measures are very, very important, but then understanding one fact that the repercussion of panicking will be much worse. So that's all I have to say, guys. Obviously, I'm not corona expert, but what I understand is, since I have been looking at market and the behavioral finance, and one of my job is to basically, observe the behavior altogether. Being a sensitive person, I try to keep thinking about how the society should grow, and society should do a lot of good things together. I can tell you that the only threat which I see out of corona is the panicking trigger among all of us. Vittal Yadav, can we make this classes around 4 p.m.? Yeah, why not? Sometime I can do it at 4 p.m. also, but this one I had promised that I'll do all 5 days. So tomorrow we are going to do at 8:30 only, because other people have the link where we are going to have 8:30. Sometime we'll do at 4 o'clock also next time in next future. Okay, guys, thanks a lot. I'm going to upload this video in qualitative analysis classes itself as the live class format. Thank you.